Bro, what the fuck?
Whoa!
Yeah. Babe. Yeah. Hey. I just wanna touch the top. Baby said that she in love and she don't love the lie. Been chillin' with all the bros, I've been above the spot. Shawty said that things change, well it does a lot. Hey, watching out the payment, man, the suds is high. Yeah, lost inside the heart, but it's emerging right. I've been out the way and I'm good. I can find my home. Everything I said it was is not. Yeah, Jamaica, how you layin'? Yeah, you ain't say none, what you saying, baby? I lost you, but who's paying? Don't know why you hit my phone, why you playing? Yeah, I can't handle it without the trusting. Yeah, I can see the top, I wanna touch it. Yeah, yeah, we been getting money, no discussion. I don't let it top and shorty always get the fussy. Yeah, hey, I like to cruise on it. Say she like the way I sound and how I groove on her. I been steady dodging bullets, how I move on her. But he talking out his neck and not a crew on her. Yeah, and I'm sliding. Shawty like the vibe, don't want the right to end. Yeah, to the nice end. Yeah, to the nice end. I can always keep the cool, I'm never fighting. Man, I love is all the cake without the icing. Now I found new love, different pricing. And it won't cost my soul, no devices. Yeah, I ain't got a plan for it, I'm the man for it. Selling Brody couldn't stand for it, it's very important. I've been off the edge, I've been feeling the wind blowing. I can lose my head and my heart, but they been gone. I just take the head instead when it's dead time. I just lost promises, I regret mine. I just gained a lot of love on the west side. I'm the go, but I would never be the best guy. You might take me out of business like I'm Best Buy. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Yeah. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Thinking about the future, looking good and it's the best side.
But I know something about you. You went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. What's the matter, dog? You in Paris? This guy's a gangster? His real name's Clarence. And Clarence lives at home with both parents. And Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. This guy don't want to battle. He's shook, because ain't no such things as halfway.
And with that, welcome back to Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, Season 3, Episode 45. We are here on a Wednesday evening to give you everything you need in the sport of hockey, in the sport of basketball. We got a little sprinkle of UFC and maybe a little Tyco Super Bowl questions on top of it. But without the podcast, you need the podcast. So we got the Wanderer, Luke, and Tyco.
Yeah, how's it going, everybody? We got exactly what Dylan said lined up for you tonight. So the first thing we have is NBA news. So if you guys want to kick it off there, that's exactly where the rest of the world's kicking it off today. So NBA news, first thing is first. LeBron James breaks the NBA scoring record, 38,399 points. So I personally did not stay up to watch this, but like all the other times LeBron has broken some type of record during a basketball game, the Lakers lost and lost an important game, too, to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So also I want to talk about another thing that happened during this whole ordeal. But first off, congratulations to LeBron James on becoming the scoring record holder. But let's weigh in here. Dylan, what are your thoughts?
I think he is the best player in my generation. 20 seasons. I mean, the points speak for itself. I think that if you want me to be completely honest with you, I watched it. He broke the record. I turned the game off. They were losing to the Thunder, and they were playing like shit, okay? LeBron was the only person that looked like he was playing for anything out there, and he wasn't shooting that well either. The only thing that helped was the fact that a lot of his teammates were – here's how I put it. When Kobe had his final game and it felt like he was playing for something, when Curry had to get that three-pointer and break Ray Allen for playing for something, and his teammates got the ball, and instead of taking difficult shots, they would just look for him, that's what was happening all of the game. So I made it entertaining as a LeBron fan, but as a Lakers fan, that shit was ass.
All right, Jesse, we'll go to you next.
Listen,
proud feat. He became number one. He's the only person on that hill when it comes to the scoring record. It's all his now. Damn. They did lose, and that's the worst part about it because OKC balled on them, and they ended up only losing by 3. And it's like, yeah, Bron passed it, but like they lost. Couldn't turn it up a little more. And it's really crazy how he got like 38 points, exactly enough to go over it. It's crazy.
Yeah, bettors were going crazy on that shit.
Luke, did you happen to catch it this morning on SportsCenter?
I mean, I give him all the credit. He now has the most points and everything, and it's honestly a little bit more wild to do it on kind of more of a team that really wasn't helping him out ultimately, like team-wise. I mean, he was getting past the ball a lot, but that was more focusing on him instead of trying to like win the game ultimately. So when it was being more reliant on him, he did pull through. But I will also say he's still shocked that he managed to kind of pull himself out to be a little of a victim. As he said, I see it and I smirk when they talk about best scorers, whoever played the game, my name never comes up. Now they have no choice. It's like, bro, you just won it. Who gives a shit? Stop victimizing yourself. Celebrate that you fucking beat it. Everyone else is celebrating that you beat it. Okay? Be happy. Stop being fucking mad.
Nah, he got to remind these motherfuckers who've been talking down on his name like he don't get buckets. Like he ain't been scoring 30 points per game for almost 15 years straight and got to this point. Now he like, yeah, y'all wasn't talking about me, but now you got no choice.
All right, something I do want to bring up is for those of you that were watching or did see on SportsCenter this morning, you saw the ceremony that took place. And LeBron James didn't break this record at the end of the game. He broke this record in the third quarter, all right, with 10 seconds left in the third quarter. What are your guys' thoughts on the ceremony mid-game? They stopped the game for like a good 15 minutes for this.
I'm mad because Adam Silver went on fucking a week ago to make a whole statement about how they weren't going to do anything. He goes, you know what? Maybe after the game we will acknowledge it, but it would be a little awkward if they lose this and that. And so there was going to be nothing in the middle of the game, and then this happened, and I was extremely confused. But I think that was exactly what I was going to say. I think they were watching the game, and anybody that realized what was happening, this was probably the plan B. Hey, if this is not going well and, LeBron does hit it, let's just milk this shit now. Because we know once the ceremony's over, a lot of people that aren't Laker fans or we're only here to see this, they're clocking out anyway. So let's milk this shit as long as we can, get 15 minutes.
Hey, look, I don't know if you saw the ticket prices, but I'm not leaving early at a game I spent.
No, I don't mean the people at the game. I mean the people watching television.
Oh, for sure.
And
LeBron also only scored 2 points after you got the record.
I don't think it was like some for everybody or the amount of people. I won't say everybody, but the large amount of people was like angry and upset about it. And I was like, I see why they're doing it. But at the same time, when Curry did his 3, it was just like a timeout worth of time. So this was a while.
I agree with that because, I mean, you look at, like, say, hockey, because I find it wild as fuck that they spent 15 minutes doing it. Someone breaks a record, someone does something, the whole team jumps on the ice, they go celebrate with them, and it lasts for a little bit extra than it normally would after, say, someone scored a goal. But at the same time, it doesn't last 15 minutes for them to celebrate.
It goes from like maybe a minute and a half to 3 minutes.
Hell, when we saw Miggy get 3,000, that ceremony wasn't even 15 minutes. When he did all that and everyone came out, that was like 10 minutes. So
yeah, even that was a little much though.
Yeah, I know, but like even that wasn't as long. But that was shorter than the LeBron thing, and it was just like
way shorter.
Like you want to celebrate it, have the whole team go out on the court, celebrate them, give them hugs and stuff. It lasts for a couple minutes, and then y'all get off the court or whatever sport you're playing and get back to the game because you have a literal professional game that you're playing that costs points in a season. And a 15-minute break is a huge break. I mean, it didn't help them out because they still lost, but at the same time, That's
Maybe they were
enough
trying-
time
that's
to
what they were trying to
honestly
do.
If
ice a
I
team
was on OKC, I'd be angry.
and turn around the game.
They were trying
I'd
to
be
let
like,
the
yo,
Lakers.
let's
They were
go.
trying to let the Lakers rest up. They said we're gonna give you another quarter to just chill, get your energy.
Yeah, why not? Hey, they clearly needed a little bit more time, but hey, all the time in the world wouldn't help last night. But like we said earlier on the last podcast, Kyrie Irving had requested a trade. Well, Kyrie Irving has been traded. So Kyrie Irving was traded to the Dallas Mavericks. So Luka, who a couple pods ago, you might remember talking about how Luka needs help or Luka should leave. And now Luka's got the help. So Dylan, we'll start with you.
Give my brother some help, please. He cannot do it by himself. No. Give me Luka for MVP. I'm sorry. He's got his, he's got his help. He's getting the wins are gonna start coming, and I don't really care how long Kyrie stays. But what I'm saying is that we can just look at this year. So the trade is Kyrie Irving has been traded over to the Dallas Mavericks. Spencer Dinwiddie is going back to Brooklyn along with Finney Smith and a 2029 first-round pick. So I'm going to talk about the Nets real quick because I do want to talk about the Nets. They're sealed in this with Spencer Dinwiddie, who's going to go back to Brooklyn, who's going to run that point. And let's not forget that he spent 6 years in Brooklyn. He grew a family in Brooklyn. He started balling out and making a name for himself in Brooklyn. He said that his son was excited to go back home. So, that's they're chilling there at the point. They're going to have KD back, and he's going to be surrounded by good role players with Finney Smith, Ben Simmons, and, like we just mentioned, Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't think Brooklyn really lost this trade, and I think they're in a good spot. They're probably going to pull out another superstar move in free agency or some shit, or else KD's going to leave, right?
They got their next man up, but we'll get to that later.
Oh, no, we're going to talk about that in a minute because he was also that man up last year with injuries, and no one talked about him. But Bam Bam Cam's that guy. And
You cannot
when it comes to the –
You cannot call him that.
Yeah,
that
I called him that last year.
Somebody's
Okay,
nickname.
there's a whole story
He's
behind
already
that.
a player.
There's a whole –
That you cannot disrespect Cam Chancellor like that and cross that sport.
There's a whole story.
You just made the list!
Last year, when I played 2K, every time he'd make a three for me, I said Bam Bam Cam. That's the only reason why, okay? Sorry. It was a fucking
Who the fuck is that guy?
It's Cam Thomas. That's who he is. But when it comes over to the Dallas side of things, Luka Magic has his piece, and it's not Christian fucking Wood anymore. It's not Dinwiddie, who has a 30-point game and then scores 7 points fucking 3 games in a row and doesn't do shit. It's not Tim Hardaway, the epitome of a role player. You get Kyrie Irving. Thank you. I'll let you start, Jess.
When I saw this trade, I was very shook because for some reason, Dallas just never popped in my head. I don't know why, but I never thought, I was always like, Luka's not getting any help. They're just going to keep that running. But I like this trade. And a lot of people that I've talked to don't think this trade's going to work out. They think they're two ball-dominant players that can't work together. But I really don't believe that. I feel like Luka, he's ball-dominant, but he's ball-dominant because he feels like he has to. I think
that's
there,
yes.
His 13 assists, 8 of them will go to Kyrie.
I agree. And I think that Kyrie kind of knows his – look, Kyrie is a confusing motherfucker because we know he lies a lot, right? I'm going to stay here and I want to do this, and then he leaves, right? We know that he lies a lot about that. But my biggest thing is, and I haven't seen anybody talk about this motherfucker did not want to play with LeBron anymore because why? Because he wanted to be the star player. Okay?
He already talked about how he was childish when he did that. He talked about that.
Bro. But here's my thing. His role has always been the number 2, and he will always be considered the best number 2 with people. And I think that he's accepted that, and that's what made Kyrie a dog the past couple of years. That's where I'm going with this. Because when he played with KD, he was not trying to be that guy. He was trying to be the 2 to KD. I think if he plays like that with Luka, it's going to be special.
Listen, Kyrie has learned that he's a shooting guard. His point guard lifestyle ain't it for him. And he's always had big. He's had small forwards that are his Batmans, we'll call them. Now it's a point guard. Luka's the PG of the team. So now Kyrie can really just focus on being a bucket.
I think that's the best way to put it. And with that, we will go into the man that we were just talking about,
The
Cam
134 points
Thomas.
in 3 games.
This man, Cam, was balling. And I said it previously before. Cam was balling last year, but he kept it undercover because no one was really talking about him, because when it came to Brooklyn with Harden and Kyrie playing in some games and not some games and all the drama going on with those three, those were the only 3 people that were basically getting talked about over in Brooklyn. But Cam Thomas was the player that was on the court 9 out of 10 games, consistently balling. Now, it was his rookie year, so no one was really talking about it. Or was last year his second year? Do you know that? Because I thought it was his rookie year last year.
Yeah, it might have been. It's year 1 through 3. I mean, 2 to 3.
Yeah, okay. So this is only his second. So his first year in the league, that's probably why he wasn't even talked about that much. But now that he is in the league this year and he is realizing that with Kyrie out, an opportunity is in, like Jesse just said, in the first 3 games that he has had since, this man is absolutely spazzing the fuck out. He had 44 points against the Wizards, 47 points against the Clippers, 43 points against the Suns. This is his second year. So, Cam Thomas is stepping up to be that guy. And honestly, I love it. Because I think when it comes to Brooklyn, they need somebody to step up and be that guy. Because you have KD, and when you look at it now, it makes it more, I don't want to say a better trade for Brooklyn, but it makes it a lot more reasonable for them to win. Because you look, okay, Ben Simmons is just going to be Ben Simmons. Maybe he'll give you 20-some points, and he'll give you 10 assists. He'll drop a double-double every here and there.
He's a bum. He's
a pussy, but he scores. He's a little bitch, but he scores. Sometimes. Dinwiddie should be fine. KD should be fine. Cam Thomas should be fine. Who the fuck is their 5? Who's their big man? Who's their center?
I forget his name.
He sucks. He's fine.
Just made the list!
A rebounder. He's a rebounder.
He can rebound. He's pretty tall, I'm assuming, too.
Everybody else is for buckets. He's for boards.
But I think, yeah, Brooklyn is going to be fine over there, especially with Cam Thomas balling. The last thing I want to talk about, Jesse, I got a question for you, and it's very simple. So, I need you to tell me what the fuck happened to the Pelicans. So,
Hold on. Nick Claxton.
Thank you.
He can rebound.
Well, Nick Claxton.
You just made the list!
Sorry, Claxton.
No BS. But I need you to tell me what the fuck happened to the Pelicans, because we came on here last year, talked about how excited we were for them to be. Then about a month ago, we talked about how excited we were for them playing. Now all of a sudden Zion's hurt.
And
Graham's playing like shit. Ingram's playing like shit. CJ's not really scoring. And the Pelicans, who were, last time we talked about them, the 1 seed, are now the 10th seed.
What happens when you have injuries
what the fuck happened?
to key players?
Gone forever, Aaron Hernandez.
They only have so much talent, and a lot of their talent doesn't really get to shine unless the stars are there. So when they've been losing 1 of the 3 every game, every other game, 2 out of the 3, it's going to show up in the record.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that injuries are not really the biggest factor here. I think the problem is that your main player. What's going on, Brandon Ingram, dog? That's where the main problem is circulating. I'm not gonna lie, man, because Zion goes down, he's got to be the man to hold it up.
Ingram's always been shaky.
Correct, but lately he's been more consistent.
Got to find his rhythm back.
I think that's the biggest thing. But the problem is that with Zion gone, you're looking at him and CJ and Valanciunas to carry that charge.
He putting too much on his shoulders, and he is.
People are forgetting they still got people that are dogs. They got Valanciunas. They got Alvarado. They still have dogs on this team, but they're just losing every game.
Bro, did you just call Valanciunas, who got released by the fucking Raptors, and Alvarado dogs?
Alvarado's a dog. I'll
He's
say
a
that.
chihuahua.
Okay, well, Alvarado is a feisty chihuahua.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Exactly.
I'll say that he is a feisty chihuahua.
That's why you don't do drugs, kids.
No disrespect to you, but I'm not putting you in the dog category, Jose.
He's a
You'll
scrapper.
give me buckets, but that's because I don't do that. All right, so that's on you.
Okay, here's how I'd put it. Alvarado's somebody I want on my pickup team because he's gonna try harder than most people should.
My NBA pickup game, not taking him. But I will tell you this. Pelicans, shit, I thought they were about to be something. But it's looking like y'all going bust empty nuts.
Zion came back. He's hurt again. Zion's gonna come back, and I think, you want me to be honest with you, I think Zion's gonna come back and they're gonna finish the 11th seed.
Nah,
Cool.
They're going to get to the play-in. That's my pick right now.
All right. Well, that is the NBA, and now we can scramble into the NHL.
That's exactly what we're going to do, Dylan. So the first thing we have up is the Battle of the Sunshine State has been announced for next year. Luke, how you feeling about this? We got Tampa Bay taking on Florida next year for the Battle of the Sunshine State. It will be an outdoor game played between Tampa Bay and Florida in Florida.
Raymond James Stadium.
Well, it's going to be a good fucking game unless the Panthers continue on their downfall from the previous season. They need to bounce back hard if they want to come back and compete, even though they just fucking blew Tampa out of the water the other day, 7-1 after break. And that was just absolutely embarrassing. So obviously Tampa has nothing on their mind but revenge for every single matchup that they have this season and next season. It's going to be a good one. I expect it to be a good one. I'm excited for it.
You gonna go?
That was my next question.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to it. You guys want to go to it?
Thinking about it.
I'm down. I'm down to make a trip.
An outdoor game in Florida? That's
Can't be that bad.
Into.
What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? It's gonna rain.
The ice can melt, but
It could be worse. Next thing we want to talk about real quick is something that's been stirring up in Detroit recently ahead of the NHL trade deadline. Dylan Larkin, of course, has a no-trade clause for the Detroit Red Wings, but Larkin is also in a situation right now where he is not agreeing with Steve Yzerman on a contract. They are currently about $1 million apart is what the verdict is being reported as. Dylan Larkin does have two 30-plus goal seasons. It is, by the way, for those of you that have maybe lost track, coming up his 8th season in the NHL. So he's been here for a while now. He is not little Dylan Larkin anymore. But
bro, I feel old as shit.
Yeah, Dylan Larkin been in the league 8 years now. So about how many years? That's about as long as we've been shitty. So thank you for bringing that curse here, Dylan. But anyways, how do you guys feel about the Dylan Larkin contract situation? Are you or are you not okay with losing Dylan Larkin 4 years into a rebuild?
Personally, I am not okay with losing Larkin. He has been a big part of this team and a big part of the rebuild, and has showed season after season he has grinded. He's never really complained much. He's kept his head down and did what he's needed to do to help this team stay on track and get to where they are. He is a great leader for this team. He also produces at the same time, and he's not afraid to get his hands dirty in the scrums and stuff. So he's a captain who is willing to stick up for you no matter what. It only has me a little bit worried with the Bo Horvat trade and the new contract that he got, because it might give Larkin a little bit more of a hey, I might be owed a little bit more, because he's been doing everything he's really been asked to do for this team. I'm not as worried because honestly, I've just been reading up on it a little bit and everything. He's been getting asked at the All-Star game, asked by fans, asked by media constantly, day in and day out, what's up with the contract. And with all that stuff clouding him, he has been blocking out the noise, trying to keep his head in the season and keep grinding out the season. And if he has a really good season 2 to end it, he might be able to get that extra $1 million from Yzerman, proving that his home. I mean, it's not really proven. His home is in Detroit. He said it. The Wings want him to be in Detroit, but like it might give him that little extra edge to get that $1 million, extra $1 million. Because honestly, I think Yzerman should just I think he should give him it just to keep him there, because I mean he's just a huge part of this team, and losing him would put some decent things off rail.
No, definitely. It is only $1 million, but Steve has been, it's reported that he's wanting to use this money further down the road in the future to sign, more help, because Lord knows that we're not there yet. But Dylan, what do you think? Would you be okay with losing Dylan Larkin or not?
No, okay, so look, a year ago, I was not the biggest Larkin guy. I was actually, I'm not going to lie, one of my probably worst takes I've ever had was when I shat on that boy Larkin. And I was all over Bertuzzi. But over the past year, Bertuzzi's been hurt. Larkin's been a dog. And I just look like a fucking idiot. So I kind of agree exactly with what Luke is saying. I think that it would be horrible for us to lose Larkin. And I think if really what this is that we just have to slap on that 65 8 years, and that's all that is. Come on, Stevie, let's hook up the fucking money, and let's make that what it is. I'm cool with that.
Not
so
exactly. It's
Luke,
an extra $1
overall.
million per year.
Ah, shit. So that means that's
type
no.
deal.
That makes it a little more tough.
Little more tough, yeah. So other like players around the league with similar point totals are getting 8 years, 68, I believe it is. So yeah, it's about a $500,000 difference. So
I don't want to lose him. I will say that though. I think he's been a good captain, and I think that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to lose him.
For sure.
Jesse?
I don't want to lose Larkin, but with this much time left in the season, prove that you deserve the rest of that money, sir.
Yeah.
You've proved it.
At this point in the season, right now, his projection is 24 goals is what they're projecting he will end the season with.
You got to get at least 27.
Get 25.
27.
At least
25. I saw the script, Jesse.
Because other than the 230+ goal years, every other year has been, I believe, sub 20s almost. But the next thing we have, one more piece of NHL news. In a survey, several NHL players, a survey was taken by NHL players, and it was found out that several NHL players still smoke cigarettes during intermissions. Do you guys think this is surprising?
You already know Phil's puffing.
Puff lunch. Make them warm, just in case they get a little cool. Keep them working.
I hear this, and all those people out there that, smoke, cigarettes, vape, weed, whatever it is, hey, you can still go pro, man. This doesn't mean you have to quit. Luke, you're muted.
I've heard from a lot of people just in my hockey career, just from older people and just experiencing different things around and just hearing what they say. A lot of their logic is it literally opens up their lungs and help them breathe better. And, it sounds shocking as fuck when you really think about it. But when that type of logic's going around, it's just really not that surprising.
Man, that makes you think.
What does that make you think about?
Just all the shit I was taught about in school when they showed me lungs and what smoking did to it with your airways and how it made them close up.
Oh, no one said it was going to be great after
but now these
they're done
people are
playing.
telling me it does the opposite.
No one said they're in great shape afterwards. Nobody said that.
There's a reason. There's a reason that they need to reopen up their lungs, because after that fresh smoke, it's opening up their lungs more. But at the same time, I mean, that's still a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage.
What's going on, guys? Tyco here, taking a quick break in the action to tell you about sixpackcoverage.com. You can go on there and check out all your favorite sports, finance, food and travel, fitness, and entertainment podcasts. They've got it all on there, as well as content from all of your favorite colleges, with more on the way and more added every day. So make sure you check that out, as well as the merchandise tab. Be sure to get all of your six-pack coverage gear at the merch tab there with the hats, flags, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys check it out today, sixpackcoverage.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Ride the Tide Sports Podcast Picks of the Day.
That boy Luke went 3-0 for basketball, 3-0 for hockey.
Actually, I went 5-1 on basketball.
We had 3 games. I'm confused.
Well, since you've seen them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was forced to take a spread, and that was my only loss.
Yeah, I made him take the spread on the Warriors game. It was fucking 10, bro.
That's tough.
I made him do it. But first up today, we have Puck Luck picks, so let's get into those first. Luke, what do we got on the slate?
All right, for game number 1, which is happening Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have the Vegas Golden Knights headed to Minnesota to play the Wild. The Knights are 16-5-4 on the road. The Wild are 15-8-1 at home. The Knights just snapped a 4-game losing streak on the road against Nashville the other day.
Who is Dogwater?
Yes. The last 5 were away, and if you count before the break, after the break, they're still 1-0. And the Wild, they were on a 3-game home streak currently, but lost against Arizona the other day, and they played Dallas before they come into this game.
All right, way too much information for my brain to handle, but I'm taking the Vegas Golden Knights. Fuck the Minnesota Wild. Next story.
Yes, Tyler, I was just fact-checking to see the last time when we rode Minnesota what happened, and they lost, so let's do it again, baby. Give me Vegas.
Yeah, they also just beat my fish in Nashville, so.
Taking
Jesse.
Taking the Wild. Being wild about it.
Okay, yeah, be wild.
It's a little upsetting that they lost to the Coyotes, and that also ruined one of my last legs in my lay. But at the same time, they are absolutely being scolded. They are getting bag skated for it, and they're going to have to turn shit around. I will be taking the Wild in this one.
All right, split down the middle. Puck Luck picks game 2.
Game number 2, we have the Seattle Kraken going up against the New York Rangers Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Kraken are 16-6-2 on the road, and the Rangers are 14-9-4 at home. The Kraken have lost against the Islanders 4-rip the other day, and they played the Devils before this game, all road games leading up to here. And the Rangers are on a 2-game home win streak, and they play Vancouver to make it a 3-game home win streak to come into this game.
All right, look, me personally, going with the Kraken here. I think they ran into a problem in New York. Look, with the Islanders, defense is not the strong suit here, but in games where offense is against offense, I think the Kraken are winning this one, and that's my reason for it. I'm taking Seattle.
No, I'm taking Seattle as well. They're my boys, and I didn't even know they were 16-6 on the road. Shit on me. That's beautiful. I love that. Seattle.
I think the Rangers have been having some pretty solid games at home, so I'm going to stick with the Rangers.
I will be too, Jesse. The Rangers have been nutty, and I can't disagree with Ty when it says offense versus offense, but here's the thing. The Rangers have some very good defense with an unreal goaltender who's been going head-to-head with Vasilevsky over the past year or so. I'm going to have to take the Rangers and trust the boys in blue to take this one. And game number 3, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins going to LA to play the Kings Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern.
Well, this one's easy.
The Pens are 10-10-5 on the road. The Kings are 14-9-2 at home. The Pens just won against Colorado from the game back from break. They play Anaheim to get a little booster game to start a 3-game road trip to come into this game. The Kings were on a 2-game losing streak before the break, and they're both on the road. And this is their first game back from break.
Yeah, give me the Los Angeles Kings all day at home. It just makes it better that they're playing Pittsburgh. Makes it a little easier for me to take them, but give me the Kings at home.
Fuck the Penguins. Give me the Kings.
Give me the fresh wheel beef.
Thank God.
That's what we're doing here.
Well, here's the big thing. When it comes to breaks in hockey, some teams figure it out, some teams turn it around, and the Penguins, as of late, have not been dealing with their goalie injuries, and, that's been helping them before they came into the break. I'm going to be trusting the Pens in this one to go on the road and take this because, without any goalie issues, they're allowed to play at full performance. And I think they're one of the few teams that are gonna start turning around some of their bad juju that they started halfway through the season.
And with that, we can slide right into basketball and hit you with Game 1, Thursday, February 9th, 7:30 p.m. The Atlanta Hawks are home to the Phoenix Suns. The Hawks are 13-11 at home. The Suns are 11-17 on the road. We are going to start with Bucket Jesse.
Give me DeJounte Murray and Trae Young with a nice slow game. Don't forget about John Collins.
Well, last time I checked, Booker is back. He is not injured, and there's nothing I like more than a nice Suns team with Booker and Paul playing. It's getting bright again, especially on the road for the Suns. I'm taking the Suns. What, is Paul not playing or is Booker hurt?
No, they're both playing. What? No injured players, yeah.
Well, fuck it. I don't give a shit. The Suns are still winning this game in motivation for Booker.
Booker hurt or something?
Jesse,
I saw no injured players.
Injury report. Devin Booker out. I thought it was visible.
Oh, it was not.
Yeah, my bad.
Aha.
Correct. Yes, D-Book is the only one out. I'm looking at this right now.
Luke, did you see it?
What do you call it? Hey, Atlanta's still favored.
I did see it though, Jesse.
I mean,
hey, you know what?
Atlanta's still
I'm still gonna ride the Phoenix Suns anyways, regardless.
No, it's weird.
I've learned that when the main guy is out, you usually just ride the team anyways.
Damn, I don't know. I'm gonna ride Phoenix. I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Phoenix on the road.
They still got Miles Bridges and Ayton and Paul, and I still like that juice.
This one's tough, but yeah, I'm gonna take that. All right, next game. It's not often we get to talk about these boys, but hey, when you have the same record, you can talk about them. The Spurs are 14-40. The Pistons are 14-40, and they are versing Friday, 7 o'clock, and it could go either fucking way. It's a coin flip.
I gotta take the Pistons. I have to. Why not? You know what? Why not? We
Why
lose
not?
almost every game. Let's
I can
win
finally
one.
put a Pistons game in here.
Here we go.
Who's home?
15-40 to the
Pistons.
Give me the Pistons. Money line.
Well, the Spurs only got 5 wins on the road, and the Pistons only have 7 wins at home.
Yeah, they both suck.
But the
Those
numbers are
making
talking.
my decision very easy. Just gonna have to ride the Pistons on this one. Fuck it.
Hey man, it's not something you get often, but only on this podcast are you gonna get a Detroit Pistons downtown cash suite. So, did I know that was gonna happen before I did it? Yes. In my heart, is that the main reason why I put it in this game? Hell yeah, because you're not gonna get it any other time this year, and we are a Michigan-based podcast.
Give me the fucking third game.
Third game, 2 o'clock. Yeah, that's right. Taking you to Sunday at 2, because all the other games suck. Grizzlies, Celtics. Celtics are home.
Celtics. Jesse.
Celtics.
Oh, okay. Luke.
Celtics. I mean, give me Faust.
Dylan, there's no way you're taking Memphis.
I'm taking Memphis.
Oh my God. Why?
Because I couldn't.
I'm not gonna lie. I was fully expected for it to be Tyler and Luke on one side, me and Jesse on the other.
Nope.
But I am taking
Not
that.
here for you, bud. Sorry.
There is no injured players on this bid beside Al Horford, and I think this is going to be a shootout. And I think that Ja, in his last 3 to 4 shootouts that he's had, he's lost. He needs a win on the road in Boston. I see that. I see the headline.
That's because
Give
he's
me
busy,
Memphis.
Dylan. Ja's been busy.
But
I know.
something about you. You went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. What's the matter, dog? You in Paris? This guy's a gangster. His real name's Clarence. And Clarence lives at home with both parents. And Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. This guy don't want to battle. He's shook. Cause ain't no such things as that play.
Yeah, give me Demetrius and them boys from Crestwood to go down to Boston, get this dub.
All right, that wraps it up for the picks brought to you by Sharps.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tailor your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharp securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.
All right, everybody knows what time it is. It's time for Tyco's Tub O questions. So, without further ado, I will jump into my Tub O questions. But this time, we're actually going to change up the music because it is Super Bowl Sunday edition of Tyco's Tub of Questions. So, let's get right into it. The first question I have, and some of these actually, they have answers this time. So, I just need answers from you guys, and I need reasons as to why you think the answer is the answer before.
So
I
is this
tell
a
you
quiz?
what it actually is, potentially. So, question number 1. We'll start with the Wanderer. How many pounds of chicken wings are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday by America?
Answer that, chef.
Ooh, let me tell you, the way we be cooking them here. Ooh.
You're not even going to get multiple choice.
It's a triple digit. It's like a 6-digit number. I know. No, a 7. Like a 9-digit. Oh my god. I'm gonna go with like 100 million pounds. 42.9 million chicken. Yeah, 42.9 million.
I knew it was going to be some specific shit.
42.9.
42.9 million?
Yeah, that's low.
All right, Dylan, we'll go to you next. How many wings are consumed on the Super Bowl, the day of the Super Bowl?
85.54. I just doubled
Million?
Yeah.
All right. Luke, these numbers could either be way, way, way too low or way too high. Luke, where are you at? You are muted right now. How many chicken wings are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday?
I feel like there's a half involved in this, but I'm deciding between a 2 or a 3. Let's go 3.5 million because America loves to eat.
Luke, do you know how many people are in America?
Did he just say 3 million?
3.5 million?
I thought there was
There's
going to
7
be
billion
answer?
people in the world.
Billion. Okay, I'll change it to billion.
All right, change it to billion, 3.5 billion. And you know what? Luke was actually closer to getting kind of towards the right version of the answer. The answer to this question is the National Chicken Council estimates we eat more than 100 million pounds of chicken wings on Super Bowl Sunday, which equivalates to 1.25 billion chicken wings.
I would have had
1.25 billion chicken wings.
Keep talking your shit.
Billion.
I will talk my shit. You said 3 million. That was hilarious.
The first guess I had was 100 million pounds.
And you were still off by about 950 million chicken wings.
It was close.
All right. Question number 2. What are the top 2 Super Bowl snacks that are consumed or that are purchased?
I got it. The mini. One of them is
including like things you buy.
I know we're gonna say the same shit.
All that
mini
stuff.
wiener dogs in the
Pigs in a
buns.
blanket.
And chips and dip.
I'm right next to Luke on that bitch. I'm not gonna lie. I would say pigs in a blanket, mini wieners with croissants, and then nachos. That's me.
Jesse, what do you got?
Yeah. Along with, I think a lot of people. Oh well, wings aren't a snack.
Don't confuse yourself. I low-key thought I gave it away by the first question, but you guys didn't pick up on how many wings people are eating.
But I'm not eating wings normally.
Is that a snack?
It's a snack. Well, I feel like y'all might be mad at the answer to the actual question.
Well, this is what is your favorite, not what is.
Oh no.
No,
No.
this is
You're
weird.
not understanding the game at all. There are answers to these questions, Dylan.
Oh shit! Okay, then I gotta change mine.
All right.
Chicken wings
Jesse,
and nachos. That's
Jesse,
mine.
you got what?
I was thinking wings. So I'm gonna
Wings and.
say chip and dip.
All right, Dylan.
What Jesse said.
Same thing.
Yeah.
The top 2 snacks on Super Bowl Sunday are, in fact, chicken wings and pizza. Pizza
God damn it!
is
Who the fuck's eating pizza?
the other number 1 snack. And I felt like you might be mad because you're not going to consider it a snack.
Those are meals for the day. Those are meals for the Super Bowl day. Snacks are smaller shit that you eat in between eating that shit.
You eat the snacks before
All right.
the pizza. The pizza's
Question
the meal.
number 3. Let's remember that there are answers to the questions, Dylan.
Who's
There's
answering these
answers
questions?
Correct.
America.
The surveys, dude.
Fuck.
Come on. What's so hard for you to comprehend? Anyways,
People are stupid.
what's the most popular dip purchased on Super Bowl Sunday? Notice how I said purchased, meaning they run the numbers of what was purchased, and this is what was purchased the most. Dylan, which one was purchased the most? Of all the dips.
Nacho
The
cheese.
queso, the salsa, the cheese, the guac, all of it. Which one's purchased the most?
I want to say sour cream and onion, but I'm gonna go with nacho cheese.
Not for me, but French onion.
You're a French onion.
Hummus.
The answer is guacamole.
Bro, fuck these
The
people.
answer is guacamole.
Hey, hummus comes
Americans
in guac
will eat
and
about
something.
purchased 8 million pounds of guacamole for the Super Bowl. 8 million pounds of guac.
That's some white shit.
All right. The guesses with the potato chips might not be as wild as the ones with the wings, but we're going to find out. How many pounds of potato chips are purchased from grocery stores for
Billy.
Super Bowl Sunday?
2 billion.
Jesse.
2.6 billion.
Okay, let's just think about this for a second. You know how heavy a bag of potato chips is.
Not that heavy.
Not that heavy.
Nope.
How many pounds?
I feel like people are at least buying 3. Damn it, I need a reference.
How many pounds are a bag of chips? That's what I'm looking up right now.
Okay, so while he's doing research, I'll give mine because I'm going to cut my wings in half and we're going to go back to the millions. I'm going to say, see, I went 3.5. Let's go with, fuck it, 1.75 million pounds.
Okay. a solid guess. I will say that it is in the millions. So that's good. Jesse, we'll go to you.
50 million.
50 mil. All right. Dylan, where are you falling? How many pounds of potato chips are
I'm
purchased?
trying to do the math in my head right now.
With all that math you're doing in your head, let's find out how close you get to this number.
You're that meme with all those numbers and shit flying around.
I get the exact number. I'm gonna go with 80. I'm gonna go with 80 million.
The answer to how many pounds of potato chips are purchased for Super Bowl Sunday is 11.2 million pounds of potato chips. Luke, you were the closest to 11.2 million pounds of potato chips. Them boys be eating potato chips out here. And the final question that I have for you guys is my favorite question of them all. How many gallons of beer are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday? It is in the 100 millions. I will tell you that much. How many million gallons of beer are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday? We'll start with Luke.
Okay. It's not going to be close to 100. I'm going to go with... the low numbers have been doing me justice. I'm going to go with 400 million.
All right. Jesse, what do you got? That was a decent guess.
I have 375 million.
Okay, another decent guess. Dylan, how many million gallons of beer are consumed for Super Bowl Sunday?
A lot of people drink.
You've heard two other numbers that are relatively got good reactions from me. If you can remember what those numbers are. There's a range you could go above or below to be the winner of this question.
Price is right, Dylan. Price is right.
The price is right. We have a 400 million and a 375 million gallons.
You want to fuck yourself?
You either go under, or you go over, or you go somewhere in the middle.
Shit.
And you can just be right, but is the price right? How many gallons? What's the
go
answer?
Under, bro. So I feel like it's over. All right.
Shot clock's ticking.
600 mil.
The final answer to how many million gallons of beer are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday, 325.5 million gallons of beer are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday. Jesse comes out with that one, and those are Tycho's sub of Super Bowl questions.
That's why I graduated at 19.
You want to know? Can I add something to this Super Bowl conversation?
Go ahead. I'll keep the music on for you.
This is the first Super Bowl where either a top 5 paid quarterback wins, which is Patrick Mahomes, or a certified running quarterback wins in Jalen Hurts.
It's definitely a shot at any running quarterback that's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No true running quarterback has won a Super Bowl.
No, they really haven't.
Well, I'll say either Mahomes or Hurts win it.
That's a great segue going into next week's next podcast on Friday when we talk about the Super Bowl and dive into all the players and stats and shit like that. But we do have one more thing for you guys before we get out of here. We have to talk about what happened at UFC Fight Night. So let's get into that.
Well, all right. Well, let's just cut right into it because we had Lewis versus Bivak, two heavyweights to absolutely fight it out, which didn't even fucking happen because Derek Lewis had a total of 3 total strikes
that were counted as significant, which I don't understand because they were all 3 missed. And after that, he got absolutely ragdolled for 3 minutes and 5 seconds until he got absolutely submitted. Spivak wanted absolutely nothing to do with the power of Lewis. Took him to the ground, eliminated that power, and did a classic UFC type thing and make it a ground game when he didn't want to deal with that power and won the fight. And it was just, everyone was mad. Twitter was losing their shit. But Lewis is still everyone's king. But he has officially made it off my bet list because of that, I had my first miss this year because I backed my boy, expecting a knockout, and I got a ragdoll.
That was going to be my only question to you, Lou, because I was just going to say, where does Lewis go from here?
He goes right here.
You just made the list!
Lewis added to the no bet list. So, Luke, if you will, with me one more time, just. You
just made the list!
Yep.
Sorry, Derek.
Yep. I'll still support him every fight, but not placing a single bet on him anymore. I'm sick of it. The last 3 fights have been brutal. He's been having shitty luck. Even though one of his last fights before this one, it was a shit stoppage, but he was still getting pieced the fuck up. It seems like the more serious he takes these fight camps, the worse he does in the fight, and I'm sick of having it.
Yeah, I hate to see it. Like I said to the boys, I watched this fight on Twitter because I was not watching the 2 a.m. fight, but it made me sad. That's all it was. I agree with all the reactions. People were mad. I was sad, and that's it. If I was on this pod last time, I probably would be the same reaction as you, Luke. I would be more angry because I would have backed him as well. But you know what? The good thing is that next time we have on this podcast, we're going to have a little more UFC to talk about because let's just say, oh boy, am I excited for this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend's a good one. And we'll get more into this weekend on Friday. And that's all we got for the UFC.
Yes, and that is all we got for the podcast. So with that, we are going to wrap it up. If you want to see more of us on the socials, at Twitter, at RideTheTide586, at Instagram, at RideTheTide586, at Ride the Tide Sports Podcast on YouTube and on Twitch. If you want any six-pack coverage podcast that you want to view or any six-pack coverage merchandise that you want, head over to sixpackcoverage.com. If you want to place your bets, you know where to go. You go to the Sharps betting app, you download Sharps on the App Store, you place your bets there, or you can do it online, whatever is best for you. Final thing that we have is that next time we will be joining you is this Friday, where you will get your, like Luke said, UFC preview and your Super Bowl preview. All the boys should be there, and everything should be fantastic. With that, I have nothing left to say. Everybody have a fantastic night. I'm McDaly. The boys will see you Friday. Peace.